Now, other places you can go research are also Amazon or eBay. What are people buying? Are they buying toys from characters of a specific TV show? Maybe you can have a look at the show and understand why it is popular. Or maybe people are buying a lot of little stuffed frog toys, so you can make a game with the main character be a frog. Another strategy is to look at the top charts in the app stores. But don't look at the top 10. Look from the top 50 to the top 10. That is like the apps ranked between the 11th and the 50th position. What I do is I have an Excel spreadsheet, and every 2 days I go to the App Store and spend around 10 minutes copying those 40 apps, their position and rating. If I notice that an app has moved from the 48th position to the 30th in 1 week, or for example, then it would be pretty safe to think that it will crack the top 10 next week, if not earlier. So I check it out and make a game that has the same elements, topics, or themes, maybe even give it a similar name. If the main character is a stickman, then I make a game with a stickman as a main character and try to name it similarly, because I know a lot of people will be looking for that app and those things very soon. Finally, another thing to keep an eye on is famous artists. As I mentioned on the previous video, if you know, for example, that Katy Perry is going to release a new CD in 2 weeks, maybe you can make a trivia app for the hardcore Katy Perry fan, and then time the release to be a similar date than the CD release. Or if the World Cup is going to start, you can make a trivia app about the World Cup. I know I kind of mentioned that topics influenced by single events or by artists may not be such a good idea, because they just give you they give you a spike in revenue and then they kind of steady down and then die off in the long term. But in this situation, they work because trivia apps are a very good way to get fast downloads with very little effort. And if you monetize them properly, they can give you a lot of money. We will talk more about trivia apps later in the course.